Guys, every time a new Android emulator launches, the first thing companies love to talk about is the Android version. But here's the thing. Having the latest Android version doesn't automatically make an emulator good. If it's laggy, buggy, or crashes every few minutes, nobody really cares what Android version it's running. That's why, in this video, we're going to test an Android emulator that runs on Android 17. And the most interesting part is, it's officially developed by Google. We'll take a look at the interface, install a few apps on it, play some games, and see whether it's actually worth using or not.
So, if you want to follow along, I've left the official link in the description below. Once you're on the website, click on the Android Studio button, scroll to the bottom, accept the terms and conditions, and start the download. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking. Isn't Android Studio made for developers? Well, yes, it is. It's mainly designed for building and testing Android apps. But the good thing is, we can use it for our purpose. And as it's developed by Google itself, you get access to the latest Android versions much earlier than most traditional emulators. The installation process is pretty straightforward, so I am leaving that part to you. When you open it for the first time, you'll see this panel. Now, before we create the emulator, there's one thing we need to do first. Download Android 17. So, click More Actions, and then open the SDK Manager. This is basically where Android Studio keeps all of its Android versions. You'll find older releases here, along with the newest ones. By default, Android 16 is already installed. Since we're here for Android 17, I'll simply check Android 17, uncheck Android 16, and click Apply. It'll ask for a quick confirmation. Just click OK, and the download will begin. Thankfully, this part doesn't take very long, because these are just the SDK files. Once everything finishes downloading, close the window and head back to the main screen. Now, click More Actions once again, but this time open the Virtual Device Manager. Think of this as the place where you create your Android phone. Click Create Virtual Device, and you'll be greeted with this panel. From here, you can choose from a bunch of different Pixel devices. You'll also notice different form factors, like tablets, TVs, wearables, and a few others. But since most of us just want a regular Android experience, I'll stick with a phone. Click Next, and you'll arrive at the Virtual Device Settings screen. Now, this is the important part. Make sure in the API settings Android 17 is selected. Now, this download is a bit larger than the previous one, so depending on your internet speed, it might take a few minutes. Once it's done, click Finish. You'll now see your newly created Android 17 device inside the Virtual Device Manager. From here, all that's left is to click the Play button. The emulator will start booting up. Now, the first startup usually takes a little longer than normal, so don't worry if it sits on the loading screen for a minute. Once it finishes, here it is, our Android 17 emulator. If you've never owned a Pixel phone before, this is probably the closest you'll get to Google's stock Android experience. If I head into Settings, then About Phone, you can see it's officially running Android 17. The UI experience feels pretty good overall. There are some occasional stutters when you first move around the interface, but once you're inside an app, things feel much more normal. Now, this obviously isn't a dedicated gaming emulator, but I still wanted to throw a light game at it, just to see if it could handle some basic gaming. So, I installed Subway Surfers. And as far as the gameplay goes, it was playable. I wouldn't say it blew me away, but I also didn't run into anything that made it unplayable. So, if you're looking for something to run basic Android apps, test applications, or simply get a feel for Android 17 on your PC, this emulator actually makes a lot of sense. But if gaming is your main reason for running Android on Windows, I'd recommend sticking with the Google Play Games emulator instead. It's a much better option when gaming is the priority. Now, if you want to tweak the hardware settings of the virtual device, head back to the Virtual Device Manager. Click the three dots and select Edit. From here, open the Additional Settings panel and scroll all the way to the bottom. You'll find the hardware configuration options here. You can adjust these settings according to your PC's specifications, especially things like the RAM and other resources assigned to the virtual device. And that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching and staying until the end. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.